Hello and welcome to Come On With the Kleins. Today I'm going to show you how I make Dragonfruit Wine. We're going to make a gallon recipe which will make 5 bottles of wine. A little more possibly. Depends on how much extra you got. Okay, what you're going to need is approximately 6 pounds of dragon fruit, a gallon of water that you can boil, and you're going to actually dissolve this 2 pounds of sugar in that. And then you'll also add pectic enzyme and acid blend, and then there's the yeast that you'll eventually need. That's the brand I usually use. We'll first go into this primary, so if it bubbles over, it won't go all over the place. And then after a while, then you will be moving it over to this secondary container, which will keep on racking until it's clear. So step 1 is going to be to get this water boiling. Now here's the comical thing. I've never had dragon fruit before, so. Pretty good. Not what I imagined, but pretty good. Probably make a great wine. While the water is boiling, we will chop up and pulverize the dragon fruit. I'll probably use my Ninja. Alright, all this is ground up. Ready to go. While we're waiting for the water to cool, we can add our pectic enzyme. It also helps if you have an official stirrer to help you.
Yeah, fish rain stirs are way so better at the thick stuff.
Oh, okay.
Stir it.
Alright, now that the water is cool, you can use a hydrometer if you have one, and that will give you the specific gravity, which also converts to the potential alcohol. You take the water and put it into the cylinder here, and then you let it float, and then it should tell us that we're going to have 12.5% alcohol. Now this is the point where you add the yeast. You give it a good stir. Yeah, exactly. And then for the next 7 days, we will stir it once daily. Here we go. Now we seal it so that no bugs get in it. Alright, now that 7 days is up, then we're going to transfer this into here to get it off all the dragon fruit and other debris that's floating in there. And this is just a food grade mesh bag that we can squeeze all the stuff before we throw it away. Now we siphon the wine into the secondary container. Okay, now that we got it transferred over to the secondary, we will let it rest for 30 days and then rack it off the leads, which is what all this stuff will settle on the bottom, and we remove the clear stuff off of it. All right, now that's 30 days, I'm going to transfer this clear wine off of the leads down here, and then I'll show you the end product there. All right, this is after I had siphoned off the clear wine off the leads and put the air trap back on. And this is some of the extra. So now we'll wait another 30 days and see if any more leads or debris drop. Alright, another 30 days have passed and the sediment has settled. So I'm going to transfer these 2 containers into this larger one. And then from there, I'm going to transfer the liquid that is in here into the wine bottles. And then I will show you how I bottle them. Alright, I use this bottle filler, and what it does is has a stopper at the bottom, so when it's released it allows the liquid to flow out into the bottle, and then when it's out like that it automatically stops it. Alright, this is the corker I like to use. Place the cork right into here, and when you push it down, it places it nice and snug inside the bottle. Now we wait to make sure the cork stay put overnight, and then we can place it on the wine rack to age. Alright, the cork stayed put, and now we can just place it here on the wine rack so that it can age for however long you want, and then it has to be on its side so it gets the cork wet and seals it, and then it'll sit there and be ready for whenever you're ready to drink it. As you may have noticed, I reuse old wine bottles, and I clean them, make sure they're sanitary, fill them up with the wine, and then put a cork on them and then let them age. And then I just put a regular little small mailing label as what they are and when it was that I bottled it, so I know when it's ready to be drunk. But then if you're giving it away to your friends or family and you don't want the bottle to look like a cheap old bottle, you can even go and get some larger mail labels and hide the old label, and then I usually end up printing out a nice label that says, you know, Klein wines or whatnot and what it was, and then give it to friends and family like that without worrying about it looking cheap or just like an old wine bottle.